Alright, so we are officially live with our first School of Omika Fire. Well, if I can explain to you what that is about in a few minutes, but it's the first of the leader group, and it's basically the basics of what we're going on. It's also going to be one of the only ones that are lively broadcasted, and the only reason why this one is broadcasted is because it basically allows for people to, I guess, an introduction for people that have gotten to this level. So not everybody is going to get to this level, but that's what this is about. So let's see. If you have any notes or comments, you can feel free to say whenever. And then also, I'd like to preface with the power of words and notes. So I highly recommend that if you're here, that you take notes. So again, uh, the power of words are important. They do control pretty much the world in a large capacity. Like if you really think about it, you have a level where, and I'm trying to make sure that this is done properly because I feel like I did something wrong. Oops, hold on. Sorry guys, technical difficulties going on here. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Um, well, Bossy, if you have anything to mention, you can mention it in the group chat on the side because you have been muted, and I don't know how to unmute you right now. So if you need to say anything, or if anybody needs to say anything, just to the side. The group chat is available, and I'm about to say hello because the power of words are powerful. All right. So basically, um, this is the leaders higher learning, and that's because basically the people at this point have gotten to a level of some amount of trust with this type of information. So our main big purpose is to get people to see past the matrix that they've been born into, which is generally an anti-life strategy. Um, Again, we live in a complete construct since the time that we are born. So the point of this is to provide a vehicle for people to come from that, to basically raise from what they've been cased into, and not necessarily with a specific dogma or anything like that. It's nothing like that. It's more like providing people with the idea that they do have minds and that they don't have to follow blindly things that are given to them, like via television, via radio, via anything. They don't have to follow blindly, and the only way that you really do that is by providing an opposite or an antithesis. Because if it's always one thing, that you can't have light without the dark, you can't have day without the night. So pretty much everything is needed and necessary, but in order to bring things into balance, and also in order to, I mean, help help balance the world, I guess is the best way I can put it. And we have so many opportunities and ways to do this. So again, um, to provide another main big purpose is to provide an entire alternative industry run from a place of love versus from the love of money, which is super important. Because again, even the Bible says that the root of all evil is from the love of money. It's not money itself, because money is just paper, or even money is just a concept. Because at the end of the day, bartering is just as powerful as money. But we're not getting into that conversation right now. That's what we're talking about. Um, Okay, anyway, another main big purpose is to provide higher learning slash business and tips to entrepreneurs and leaders who are trying to elevate their communities. and to influence generations in a positive way. Because, I mean, no matter whether you are just a person living or whether you're a person reproducing, i.e., having kids, you are a predecessor to generations after you. You're going to have many generations that come after you, presumably. And I say presumably because, you never know, certain situations may go however they go. But at the end of the day, more than likely, you are going to be a mother, then a grandmother, then a great great grandmother, then a great 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 grandmother, and so on and so forth. And it's just going to start spreading into pyramids all over the place. And so, what you do and what you establish and what you learn and what you teach your kids, in essence, affects the world because you will eventually be a large part of the planet. So, another main purpose is to aid the homeless and disenfranchised in a way to gain resources and support needs. Needs is the big underscore there because a lot of people actually um, do choose to be homeless, and that's because again, our society is a construct, and a lot of homeless people see that. I shouldn't say a lot. I should say some homeless people see that, so they opt out by being homeless and being self-sufficient in the capacity. And I mean, more power to them. But then there are those people that are like us in terms of they use the constructs in order to get things to happen. Pretty much, that's pretty much what we do. We are navigating the waters that have been entrenched over us. All of a sudden, we sprouted gills, and now we're swimming. So, the main point is to reach people that need resources, basically that are either trying to sustain their lives, because there is nothing wrong with wanting to live that way if you're informed and you've chosen to live like that, because everyone has freedom of will. But basically, we are helping people get to a point where they have a choice versus being either enslaved into that or just bad luck. I'm just going to say bad luck. Um, and we are also to destroy mental and spiritual slavery, which again has been created through many generations of certain activities and whatever. So pretty much y'all know that. So we have a new hashtag for this in particular, and this is only for people inside of this group, and it's called hashtag education born free, and that's again because we provide a certain amount of free education to entrepreneurs that pay attention to us, entrepreneurs and like any type of supporters. So um, our goal is to help people become self-sustaining. It is of the utmost importance for us to lead by example because we are doing our share of the good work, which is what we're doing. We have to do our share of it. We're not just here to like point fingers and tell people what to do. We are also here to do it ourselves, which makes us even more of a good example in the first place. Um, the people will believe what we are saying if we're actually doing and showing, that things are actually occurring, that things are actually taking place versus us just being like, oh yeah, well, this and this will happen if you do this. Well, no, we're actually showing you that this is going on. So, that's one thing. Let's see. Uh, Sorry, I lost my place. The number three of it's the utmost importance, for people will know we are not a scam and they can trust supporting us in heart and online. And what I mean by online is that we do plan on making money. Welshrighz is not about making money per se, but it is a definite goal to free ourselves from other corporations and earthly problems in that fashion. So it is definitely a goal of Welshrighz to make money and to become sustaining on it, but it is not a specifically, strictly money-making engine, because at the end of the day, if it was, that it would be coming from the wrong place. But we are interested in making money from people. So by us becoming trustworthy to them, becoming a image that they know and see and trust, then we allow them to trust us with their credit cards and things like this. So I wanted to start breaking down what the different parts are. TCP, for people that are in the music thing, like they probably have heard the name TCP, but they say Welshrighz often, and there is a distinction. And so TCP is the corporate project, and the idea that we are all royalty in an infallible starship. And so why a starship? Because we're beyond what's going on in the fourth density Earth right now. And what is the fourth density? And this gets into dimensions and quantum physics, but simply put, it's the matrix or the way that people are controlled and exploited. Because you're here now, and it's likely you're just at a point of becoming balanced and aware of what is going on, which is why you're on this broadcast in the first place. So it might be even further along than that, but I mean it's like the perfect meeting point for people that are trying to change what's going on. So what is Welshrighz? Welshrighz itself is the entire platform of the marketing, music, and shelter. So if you ever want to be more specific in a tag or a post about, about what you're attributing that to, you want to make sure that you label properly. So if you are specifically trying to do the music for change situation, you want to tag TCP. If you're not trying to be super specific and you just want to like attribute it to everything, which I mean it's the wider pool. So again, as we get more into the live music scene, which I am performing live tomorrow at Kermit's mother-in-law and on North Claiborne. So the deeper that you get into the live music scene, I'm going to start promoting TCP specifically for music, and then Welshrighz as a whole. So if you're interested in becoming a part of that, then please label properly. So what is the whole point? Like, what are we doing? We are both archiving and entertaining, as well as claiming the future minds and generations of our planet from whichever destructive forces are acting on it. So this is again based on perception, because human beings are all entitled to their own perception of whatever. So that means like everyone intrinsically has an idea of what good and evil is, because that's a reality of our planet, of our existence. It is good and evil, but they all everyone has their own unique idea of exactly what that may be. So we don't again get into specific details, but we are good against evil, pretty much. It's not necessarily a matter of us going out there and killing evil or anything like that. It's not that per se. It's just dispelling evil. It's kind of like providing light where evil or darkness was. So, and by this, really, we just mean putting light to it. It's not necessarily telling people what to do, because, again, people have freedom of will, and that's a God-given gift, and I don't feel that we have the right to tell anyone in particular about what to do or what to believe, because that is their own journey in and of themselves. So anyway, what are the levels and why so many? Because I know that a lot of confusion has come about in terms of who is in what level, and why there are so many levels in the first place. Well, it lends a certain amount of separation for information as well as for affiliation, because if you don't have that, then you end up with a lot of confusion. So pretty much, the first level would be the director, which is me, and it's because I'm both a visionary and a philosopher, and I'd like to believe that I try to stay humble in terms of how I direct people. So again, this is something that I built from the ground up, and part of it is from inspiration, but I don't try to include too much of my own spirituality into what we're doing because, again, everyone has their own spirituality, and I'm not necessarily trying to become a spiritual leader in that way. I do help people, if they want to come to me personally in that aspect, but I don't want to per se become like a big guru of some sort like that. That's not necessarily my point. It's more of getting people to realize the doctrines and realize the way that our planet and Earth and its solar system and everything, even our own perception, are organized. It's basically just enlightening people to what is really going on. Anyway, the next level would be leaders. So leaders would be people in this group, obviously right now, and or listening to this group because only leaders will be linked to this group. And so people who have remained determined, loving, and consistent with the cause of expression and changing the world. So by this point of you getting to this point, you would generally know that there's more to Welshrighz than just it being some type of social media marketing platform or some kids just randomly throwing some stuff up and then, oh yeah, blah blah blah. No, we really the people at this point have exhibited a lot of giving, and that's the main thing, giving from the heart, because a lot at this point we're not making revenue at this point, but we will be. So the part of them being able to conceptualize that and then also keep on going with whatever they were doing in the first place is why they're here. Okay. And so, again, this level of people are with have access to internal information, which again you can't give that to everybody because it's a part of protections, which is again why are there so many levels. So then the next level are associates, and these are people who work with us usually for personal reasons, and they have access to some educational, the same educational opportunities as our supporters slash clients. This is obvious that you don't give people that are not like so closely in so much information because that can provide for potential opportunities for bad things to happen. So then the next one is buy-ins, and this is also a note that I'd like to mention. If you don't know what buy-ins are, you haven't been here long enough to ask me or to listen to a previous conversation where I mentioned about this. And buy-ins are basically people that buy slots from us to be advertised by us. So if you know people that need a platform to be advertised on, there's an opportunity for you and I, which is the business, to make money from this opportunity. But mostly I'll be advertising for them, so that's why I say I. And again, it is on a recurring level. If they do recurringly come back to pay for advertisement from us, then you keep on getting your cut. And so, again, I'm not going to get too deep into what that is right now because I've mentioned it before. There is a script. There is like a whole bunch of other information on this, and I'm bringing it up again. So, basically, the buy-ins they're usually in for personal reasons. They buy slots, which don't forget the finder of these people gets a percentage and get advertised on our platform. They also receive entertainment, basically education, entertainment level education, i.e., BB web series, which you should know what that is if you're at this point too. Um, Number 5, level 5, is our supporters. So last but not least, the people who support us, whether using the Welshrighz hashtag, sharing our work, or buying our products slash services, we do not usually know them personally, and these are those we are trying to affect through all Welshrighz online and in-person efforts. They do not receive internal level information because they may use it negatively or make us a target because we never know what our enemy, quote, looks like they may look like a nice old lady up the street, but you know, at the same time, they may have all the power to try to bring us down, whether that's online or other ways, and we just don't want to get into that. So that is the reason why we keep different levels and different information from different levels. Um, so who is Omika and what is the school of Omika? So Omika, which is also in short Omi, was the name of my dog that I had for about 3 years, and it may seem weird, but basically she taught me a lot of what I know in terms of about human nature, which is very strange because she helped me be um, intrinsic in myself, but then she also, you know, was very, very intelligent, like as intelligent as say a 5-year-old child. So she was also there during the times when I was literally by myself, you know, in my mind, except for her, in my previous living situations and things like this. So I went on certain types of, I'll call it a vision quest for lack of a better term, and that allowed me to go pretty deep into my own psyche. And again, she was there for all of the bumpy rides and this, that, and the other. So pretty much I got a lot of insight, and I had a lot of love for her. So because she did die pretty recently, and this was due to her escaping from the yard and the police killed her. And so pretty much her life was taken prematurely, and of course this caused a whole other evolution in myself because I no longer had my quote crutch um, to help me become a deep diver, but instead I was forced to learn how to do it in and of myself, in terms of me being an active searcher within myself and the human psyche, as well as how that translates to the outside world and how that translates to online space and how that translates to outer space and etc., etc., etc. So she was the impetus behind, in large parts, behind my mental understanding of everything outside, inside and outside of myself. So that is what the School of Omika is, and pretty much. Okay, let me see if I can add Cora because she is here now. Add people. Uh, Alright, so pretty much, okay, so I'm going to take a slight break right now to see if I can get this other person in here. Alright, so anyway, what is the School of Omika? That's the next step. Now that Omika, you know who Omika is, or Omika's fire, I should say, is really in the fire. You know, again in the Bible it represents this as well, where fire represents spiritual cleanliness. It's kind of like water and fire is that aspect of it all. So again, we're representing a clean aspect of spirituality, but not in reality of it being spirituality, but clean as in helping people clean off the dirt from their spirit or their soul. So the School of Omika is basically a fraternity, and like such, certain aspects of it are not made common knowledge in order for us to exist and to operate. And again, this is not for the whole of Welshrighz. This is only for the leaders and up. And so it looks like we do have 2 viewers now, which is nice. Let's see. We do have 2 viewers. That's nice. Okay. So pretty much certain aspects of it are not made common knowledge in order for us to exist and to operate. Because again, with the operation, there are you can't have light without dark. You can't have day without night. Once again. So we are. This certain information given to those who have proven themselves to some level of merit slash care for life. And I say care for life because I don't judge people. At the end of the day, it's not my job to judge you, but it's also my job to be discerning to a certain extent. So we are designed to inform people of their ability to create so they do not use their power to destroy. Because at the end of the day, human beings were created and designed to make or to design or to create. At the end of the day, that's what we're made to do. Whether that is a industry, whether that is a child, whether that is a school, whether that is anything. That's what human beings are designed to do. So um, this platform is made to inform people of their ability to do such. It's not just the big honchos who have millions of dollars, etc., etc. It's about you being able to live your potential as a person. It's about you becoming an inventor, or having that spark that just shows you just enough of something that allows you to be able to be like, oh, wait a minute. I actually have an example of this. I was having a conversation with some of the stuff that I do in this aspect, and it was with a group of friends one night, just chilling, hanging around, or whatever. But of course, being me, I'm trying to get people to spark. So pretty much, I was just like, oh yeah, so what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? We start talking, and then out of nowhere, one of them's like, you know what I just realized? We have a lot of talented people sitting in this room right now. I was like, exactly, bingo, ding, 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 exactly. It's like you've known these people, you know what they do, but then you never made that connection or that relation to yourself. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Let's see. We decide to inform people. Let's see. I'm checking something 1 second. So I'm sorry, I know this is unprofessional, but again, I'm trying to keep everybody online, so you gotta work even when we're doing stuff like this. Alright. So pretty much, where are we now? We're right at the edge of notoriety and of breaking the money barrier. At this time spent setting nets and webs, um, basically all this time, spent setting nets and webs are designed to catch, handle, and direct loads of people to their intent locations. So basically, at this point, we do have quite a following, and we're growing every day, especially on Instagram and Facebook. Um, yeah, so we do have quite a following, but again, there are different levels to amounts of people that are paying attention. So you have the hundreds, the thousands, the 100,000s, the millions. And right now, we're in the thousands. So by us being in the thousands, that's a pretty good spot. But, it takes so many people to run by so many people of information before somebody buys something or before somebody actually pays attention to something. It's numbers and statistics I'm not getting into right now because that's what I do. Um, so that's not what I'm talking about right now. But basically, everything's set up to handle a lot of people. So again, it is up to the people within to start to make things that interest people and start to present things that I can present for them and to start to go out in their real life situations and actually start bringing people to them, whether it's by flyer or whether it's by business card, whether it's handing your business card to a bus person, having a conversation with a bus driver. Like I do that all the time. Like one of the two things that I actually do on a regular basis is I'll have a conversation on the bus, loudly enough so that everyone on the bus can hear that because again, it's a platform. That's a way for public speaking to occur. And then I almost always give the bus driver, especially because the bus driver, of course, is paying attention, a business card, and I let them know what's going on. Again, I'm about to start promoting us at Job Corps as well. which I have to call in a few minutes, so I got to remember that. Job Corps as well, and they are already interested. They've looked at some of our stuff and they're interested in hearing about what Welshrighz is about. So that's one situation. We've got publications, we've got all kinds of stuff coming this way. So then we already have our net set up to catch all these people that are coming this way. They are coming this way. So now it's a matter of us making the stuff in the middle that they're going to want, or better yet, not that they're going to want, but that they need, that we want them to want. So it's that's the whole concept. The concept is to be prepared, which we are, and then to do our work. And our work again is to spread positivity, and it is also to make income for ourselves so that we don't have to bow down to corporations outside of ourselves. Again, I'm going to stress the importance of using the hashtag Welshrighz. Okay, and so only a few more points and then it's finished. So how to respond to questions slash posts on pages. Especially if you've been sharing, tagging, and posting quote properly, you have enjoyed some overflow from other group members, pages, and friends list. That is actually the main point, and I used to get on people a lot, and I'm about to start again, about adding people to like our pages, which would be the Welshrighz page, the Court Project page, the LeBrad99 page, and Shay Amir Appleseed page. By adding people from your list to liking these pages, again, it ties them back into everything that we're doing Welshrighz wise. So that is important, and I will start getting on people about that again. I've gotten a question about how to respond to people from that you don't know that are asking questions. So basically, if they ask something and you know the answer, go right ahead and answer it because you are a representative of Welshrighz. And you can answer until you don't know or they ask to join. If they ask to join, just send them my way unless you want that script, and then of course you have the freedom to do that. It's just another thing to know. So if you don't care to go that far into it, then just send them my way. If you would love to learn it, that's fine. I have a script sitting in my email waiting for people that want the script. I also have a log out form, again, because you make money based off of the people that you bring to the organization. So pretty much, I'll send you that, and it's a way for you to keep your logs for the people that you brought to the organization, so that nobody gets the wrong money. Nobody gets the wrong place of where their money goes. Like for example, if I've got like 50 people getting advertised on our page, right? So basically, you and Johnny are both bringing in people to the page, and I accidentally send Johnny your stuff. Well, all you have to do is send me a screenshot or an email saying, look, I brought this person in, and you can get your percentage. There you go. So it's basically a way for us to just keep our records straight. And then, let's see, also if they start getting ignorant, just ignore them. And I don't know, like I don't believe in ignorance on the pages, so it's like they're just being overly ignorant and they can't be diffused. I suggest that you probably should block them, but yeah, that's up to you. Just don't respond to that because again, we're trying to keep our reputation relatively clean. So if they'd like to join, send them my way. And so anyway, what is VD Web Series? So VD Web Series is a show. I call it edutainment because it is. Edutainment designed and targeted for those who need help understanding what business looks like. Because of course when you think business, you think of the guy in the business suit in the corporation at the very top of the building, when in reality it can be many different aspects of what a business is. So it's for understanding what business looks like. It's for those who never realized their potential, for those looking for some decent TV time, because there's actually people that don't let their kids and let anybody watch TV. So this will be relief for those kids that are like, oh, my mom doesn't let me watch TV. Well, pretty much now they'll be able to watch TV. And for those who like to see through lies or some lies, so big lies that have been presented to us, in relation to what your freedoms are as a human being. So before, I'd like to mention one more time that we have 3 years before we have to file with the IRS. And so I'd like to take advantage of this time between now and then, which we're almost 1 year in now. So we have 2 more years before we, of potential to make money. So by us working our plan and planning our work and working our plan and making it happen and spreading the word, which spreading the word is the most important part of it, really, spreading it. So yeah, of course we have international span online, but you have to know how to reach an international uh, audience in the first place. So you have to know how to use your social media to the biggest part of its extent, which again, I've done a lot of the guesswork out of that. But of course, I encourage people to find their own ways because many minds is better than one. So again, you have to know how to broadcast to an international presence, but then at the same time, the most important in terms of moolah is people right around you, the people that are in your community. So people, if you're sitting down doing hair, if you're sitting down going to a game, if you're doing whatever, like just take the time, like sit and talk about what you're doing in terms of your business, because those are going to be people obviously that are going to support you, and those should be the people that you're interested in, like making that extra mile with, because again, they're obviously in some capacity and in some more position as you. So yeah, let's start making this move on, you know, and that's by us doing the music thing, by us getting gigs, making music. That's why I'm actually performing tomorrow, because again, I'm still spreading my own character, but then also, of course, I'm mentioning Welshrighz in there as well. So once I start doing paid gigs, that's one aspect of it. Advertisements, beats, products that you know how to make only by yourself. If you know how to make sweets, I don't know, like whatever you know how to make, just start like selling that online, selling it on those rides, because we get a large pool. We have a large pool at this point, and of course, it's only going to grow from now. So it's not something to really sleep on. It's something to really take advantage of. And I know that at this point, if you've gotten to this level, then you already know this information. So don't forget to share, to tag, and to create. And that is pretty much the end of this thing. So if there are any questions, then you can answer. I mean, you can ask them. Of course, right now, for some reason, one of my main people on here is muted, and I don't know how to unmute her. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, pretty much that's it. If you have any questions, you can present it on the side in the little sidebar for the group chat. And I think that's the end. So you're finito. Let's see if I can include any links. Oh, so if you'd like to, hold on. If you'd like to see our webpage, I'm about to type it on the side because I'm assuming links.com/project. I'm assuming that this is going to be included in the actual recording itself, because again, this is the first one. And then if you'd like to check us out on Facebook.com/wash. Yes, that. And then also, if you would like to start adding people, so make sure you like that page mentioned above in particular, that one. Make sure you go to the invite friends to like. Okay, so I'm finished. Like, I'm just gonna leave this up for a little while, just so people can have an opportunity to write that down if they want to, and then we're done. We're pretty much finished. We're good. We are starting, and we're not ending. Yeah.